We are back.
For more analysm, here we are, folks.
We are back. This is part 3 of the King's Castle. King James along with Blair Chopin and our guest, Peter Colberg. But you know what? I want to switch gears tonight because, we're getting pretty close to the start of the NFL preseason.
Yes, sir.
And
we are.
I gotta tell you something. Personally, I don't like the Panthers' chances without Josh Norman.
I think I heard you down the street.
You're not supposed to boo me on camera, Sean. Hey, you're an impartial host, but go ahead, give your opinion.
Okay, first of all, you gotta tell the people why you don't like the Panthers' chances, besides being a hater.
Because I, for one, just don't know if they can match as many wins without Josh Norman. But we'll see.
Well, I mean, your claim earlier was that they were going to go under 500.
No.
Yes, you did.
That was a claim that someone else we talked to at the gym said I made.
You did make that claim. We have it in writing. We have you quote it. So to go under 500, that means they would win 7 games, which means, let's think about this. They won 15 games last year.
Yeah.
That means losing Josh Norman, that means Josh Norman's worth 8 wins to the Panthers. And I'm sorry, I just don't believe that.
And why not?
Because he's not in a position that is that valuable. I don't think any cornerback in the National Football League is worth 8 wins to their team. I think Josh Norman's success, he's a great player, but it might have been more schematic.
Well, do you really think...
Because the Panthers have had success with 6th-round picks, 7th-round picks, undrafted guys, gray-hair Roman Harper in their secondary. Because they have a great defensive line, great linebackers, they have a great scheme. So the way the Panthers would regress to below 500, I think, is you would have to, and I know a lot of people are rooting for this because people are racist and hateful, you'd have to hope for an injury.
You're going to get us in trouble.
You'd have to hope to injury to the MVP Cam Newton. I think that's the only way you could see them going 500.
Well, speaking of...
Hold on. You got to think of their schedule, too. Their division, they have 6 games against the Saints, Falcons, and Buccaneers. And, I mean, do we expect any of those teams to be great?
It means they play each of those teams twice.
Right.
Twice.
Well, I've got to switch gears here for a second.
Oh, because you got told!
Because you...
Oh! Hey, you got told! You got told!
No rhythmic chanting. This is my show. Don't forget about this. Anyway, you mentioned Cam Newton.
Sure.
Do you really think he can focus fully on the team now that he's a father?
James, he was a father towards the end of last season. He knew he was going to be a father, I'm assuming, for 9 months before that. 9 months takes up an entire football season. He had an MVP season. If you were going to make that case, you would say being a father and knowing he was going to be a father helped him. What people don't realize, this is what I'm coming from with the irrational hate towards Cam Newton thing. He probably should have dove on the ball in that Super Bowl. His attitude probably could be better. But he's still an MVP caliber player.
He is.
His attitude doesn't make him like a below average player.
Well,
there's like only 2 or 3 quarterbacks you could even argue that you would rather have than Cam Newton.
And who are they?
You'd probably give me a Tom Brady argument. You'd probably give me a Russell Wilson argument. Maybe an Aaron Rodgers argument, even though he slipped a little bit last season. But besides that, I don't think there's a Cam Newton problem.
For the record, Peter, you are a Tom Brady fan, aren't you?
Yes. Tom Brady, Patriots fan.
All right. Well, here's my question, though. You really think the reason people were bagging on Cam Newton has to do with that one play? Or, because I really think it has a lot to do with his attitude, because he admitted on camera that he can be a sore loser.
I think you're supposed to be a sore loser.
And then he proved it after the Super Bowl.
And how did he do that?
By walking out of his press conference. He gave very vague answers and walked out of his press conference.
But couldn't you construe that as a positive thing? Like, wouldn't you want your players to be upset after losing the Super Bowl?
I do, but honestly,
I think there is a professionalism that you have to have.
I do,
and I think he made a mistake.
I think the stage right now was too big for his young career.
Yeah,
It was too big.
But you know what the thing is? I think he's going to get back.
And I think I do agree with that. I believe if he was going to go to the Super Bowl, he should have gone and played against somebody other than the team he played against.
It was a bad matchup because that was the only team that could really was built to stop the defense.
Because everybody knew it was Peyton Manning's last season.
Right.
Everybody knew
And
that.
their
So
speed on
everybody
defense.
knew that Peyton was going to get the ring to win.
Right, and another point here is, like, you have to go through, like, a curve of losing, usually, to get a title. I mean, let's go to another sport. Remember how long it took LeBron James, who's kind of like Cam, into, like, he's these other world...
Wait a minute, he won the title his first season, didn't he?
No, he didn't. You're... Okay.
He
Bless you. Okay, stop.
He played in 2006, didn't he?
No, he didn't. Stop. Okay, you're all right.
Well,
It's okay. You can-
Stop that.
It's all right.
Just-
Bless your heart.
Just
But like, remember, his first season in Miami. How terrible was sore loser was he? But then he learned from it. He processed it,
Yeah.
and he came back and he won a title. And he's kind of like Cam, where he's like criticized for every minute thing he does because he's a superhuman athlete, and people expect more out of him.
Okay.
And that's just the case. And I mean, part of it's racial too. The criticism of Cam. I mean, you can't deny that.
Okay, I gotta switch gears here.
Because when Tony Romo whines, or Tony Romo complains, or Tom Brady or one of those guys is yelling and screaming on the sideline, it's just how passionate they are.
Oh, no,
But when Cam Newton does it, it's that he's a bad teammate. And I wonder what the difference between those two are.
But I gotta switch gears here for a second, guys. Just from your
That's a
personal,
fun segment.
we're not done yet. Just from your personal perspective, do you see the Panthers getting back to the Super Bowl this season?
No.
It's tough. Then
And why is that?
Because I think they've still got young players on their team, plus they've lost a lot of the talent that they had.
Exactly. Rebuilding year. That's
not a rebuilding year.
Maybe not this year, and it's not rebuilding. It might not
Yeah,
be
just
this
because
year.
you're not going to the Super Bowl.
It
doesn't mean
might
you
be next year.
rebuild.
I say that they will more than likely go to the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Second,
I'm not
second,
denying-
if not third round.
But that doesn't mean it's a
I'm not
rebuilding
denying
year.
that they could make it to the playoffs. I'm asking you, do you think they could make it back to the Super Bowl for the
I think
second
they can.
consecutive year?
No.
I think they can, but I wouldn't predict it. I mean, there's some really good
Well,
teams in the NFC.
Alright,
I've got my own prediction.
I really like Arizona. They're a really good team.
and
Seattle's a really good team.
Blair, for the benefit
Green
of,
Bay is up there in the NFC.
for the benefit of our viewers, you know when the preseason is? You know when it starts?
Probably sometime in August.
Okay.
August.
Now let me ask you a question. If you don't think they're going to be under 500, what bold prediction time here now? Call their record.
12-4.
Pete,
13-3.
13-3.
You're saying
And they go to the
7-9.
second round of the playoffs.
I'll tell you what.
They might go to the championship game.
I'll cut him a little slack. I'm gonna have to agree with B here. 13-3.
What the? So you went from 7-9 as their best to 13-3.
I think
I think you're fired from analyzing the NFL.
That was a preseason prediction.
It's still the preseason.
And by the way, Blair, remember, we're a team. So teammates don't fire each other. Okay?
they just get drafted to different brands.
How do you think your Jaguars?
We're having a little civil miscommunication here, folks. We apologize. But we're gonna come back with one of our favorite segments, the What's Hot segment for the week, so stay right there.
Did you mean you want more What did you say last time?
Analyticism?
More analysis.
7-9.